Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Edozie Chimobi Emmanuel. I'm going to be talking about a book, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And the book comprises of two different complexes, As a Man Thinketh and Poverty to Power. So I'm going to be starting with the chapters of As a Man Thinketh. And firstly we have chapter 1, Thoughts and Character. In this passage, James Allen is trying to let us know that our character is being shaped out from our thoughts, because the way you think shows how you behave. He also let us know that as a human, before taking action, any behavior is first being taught by you. He also mentioned two types of thoughts, which are evil thoughts that bring pain and pure thoughts that brings joy. He also wants to remind you that we are the maker of our own character and also of our life, and build our own destiny. So, moving on to the next chapter, Effect of Thoughts on Circumstances. In this chapter of As a Man Thinketh, it's trying to let us know that our character is being built by our thoughts, and our thoughts develop itself from environment, and it reflects or shows in our action. He also said in his book that we should understand that the outer world are those things that can be done physically, that is external, like seeing, hearing, feeling. He said that good thoughts bears good fruits, while bad thoughts bears bad fruits. He was simply trying to say that good thinking can develop a good character out of someone. So moving on to the next chapter, which says Effect of Thoughts on Health and Body. This chapter is simply trying to tell us the effects of exposing the bad and good thoughts. First, he mentioned bad thoughts is a disease to health. He also said that sickly thoughts will express themselves through sickly bodies. Fear has killed a lot of people, like a speed bullet, and it's continually killing thousands of people. Good thoughts, James Allen said, is strong, pure and happy, though build up the body in vigor and grace, because clean thoughts makes clean habits, said James Allen. So the next part of this chapter is talking about thoughts and purpose. What are our thoughts and purpose in life? This chapter is trying to reveal the truth about purpose. Everything in this life has a purpose. Everyone has a purpose. As he said in the book, we should conceive of a legitimate purpose in our head and set out to accomplish it. James Allen also said that he who has no central purpose in life can fall easily, prey to worries, fears, troubles, and self-pitying. You will have to be predictable, planning ahead of time, and also have a solid purpose. So we should learn to draft out a plan and stick to it as well. And then the next chapter is talking about the thought factor in achievements. This chapter is trying to tell us that achievement is being gotten by thoughts. And how do you do that? Because before you become successful in achieving a particular thing, you must plan ahead of time and work according to your schedules by following the process and steps involved. Thoughts, the more upright and righteous we become, that makes us greater, successful, and more to bless and endure our achievements. And then moving on to the next chapter, which is Vision and Ideas. This chapter is trying to tell us that we can create ideas by visualizing the imaginary image captured in our mind, and we should be ready at any time, so it will be possible to achieve that certain goal that we have visualized. And we come to the last chapter of the novel As a Man Thinketh before moving to Poverty to Power. The last chapter is trying to tell us about serenity. Here he's trying to let us know that the calmness of the mind is the most powerful key to success. It can understand you and others. James Allen tried to let us know that the calmness of the mind is everything a man should have by considering it first duty because it helps to boost self-confidence, and his self-confidence is strength. To master calmness is power. So we will be moving on to the second part of the book, which is known as Poverty to Power. And in this part of the book, Poverty to Power, you have two parts. The first part known as the path to prosperity. And under the path to prosperity, we have about 4 to 5 topics. And then the first one is the lessons of evil. The author James Allen tells us in this part that there is no heart in all the world that has not felt the sting of pain, no mind that has not been tossed upon the dark waters of trouble, no eyes that has not wept the hot, blinding tears of unspeakable anguish. He also said that by any self-examination, you should strive to realize and not merely hold as a theory that evil is a passing phase, a self-created shadow, that all your pains, sorrow, and misfortunes have come to you by a process of undeviating and absolute perfect law. And when you finally enter into this realization, you become in a position to mold your own circumstance, transmute all evil into good, and to weave with a master's hand the fabric of your destiny. So, moving on to the next, which is the world, a reflex of mental states. The world is a reflection of our thoughts, emotion, our external circumstance. They are all a reflection of our internal state. Here, he was trying to tell us how we will take responsibility of our own thoughts and emotion, which are our mindsets, and will help shaping our self. He illustrated with an example which says, if a man thinks he is poor, he will be poor because he will be thinking of poverty, and unless he changes it, unless he changes his thoughts, he is going to be rich. But so long he doesn't change that thoughts, he will continue being poor. With this, we move on to the next part, which is the silent power of thoughts. This part, he let us understand that thoughts are the seeds that shape our destiny. He was trying to let us know that thoughts have the power to shape our reality. Like, for example, a man who thinks he's sick will, because of his thoughts, and always attract sickness unless he thinks positive. That's why he said thoughts is the foundation of our experiences. And then moving on to the next one, which is the way out of understandable conditions. James Allen here tried to make us to understand that we all have the power to manage our circumstances by changing our thoughts, because we all have the power to create the life that we want. With an illustration that says, a man in debt can change his thoughts to I am prosperous, and by thinking properly, he will attract it as well, and therefore he will be able to pay his debts. So, moving on to the next part, the secret of health, success, and power. He said that the secret of success lies within, that our inner mind, our inner world shape our outer world, e.g., inner present thoughts and mindsets, while the other world represent the reality. And then the next one, which is the secret of abounding happiness. This chapter reveals to us how happiness is achieved through mastery of thoughts and living in harmony with principles. By realizing the truth that we are the cause of our unhappiness, we will advance in true happiness. In this lesson, the author teaches us that the importance of accepting that we are the cause of our unhappiness. If this is truly realized and achieved, we will achieve true happiness. But if we keep living in and blaming others for our misfortune, unhappiness will remain in misfortune. With that being said, we move on to the part 2 of the book, the way of peace. Firstly, we have the power of meditation. This chapter, the author explains about the power of meditation. He also talks about how spiritual meditation is the best way to divinity and stronger mind. It teaches us on mastery of the mind and its importance. What we frequently think determines our character, and through meditation, we have mastery over our minds and mental health. The next one we have the two masters, self and truth. This chapter, the author emphasizes on the two masters. Firstly, the master of self, and then we have the master of truth. Next on our list, we have the acquisition of spiritual power. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the acquisition of spiritual power and how people can grow in power themselves to a higher and even higher state of intelligence and consciousness. The author also emphasizes on the different people of weakness. He said that power lies in the personal will. Next, we have the realization of selfless love. In this chapter, the author says about the relation of selfless love and how it is hidden deep in every human heart. He also emphasizes on how selfless love, personal desires and attachment, it involves unconditional kindness, compassion, and giving without expecting anything in return, and that is called true love. Nextly, we have entering into the infinite. This chapter, James Allen emphasizes on entering into the infinite, that by entering into the infinite, we can achieve life of inner peace, limitless potentials, and profound spiritual fulfillments. He also emphasizes that to enter the infinite, we must overcome flesh and its meditation by truly entering the region of immortality. Nextly, we have saints, sages, and saviors, the law of service. This chapter emphasizes on truths. Those who are patient, calm, gentle, and forgiving under all circumstances manifest the truth. The author also emphasizes that truth can be experienced only by practice and can be manifested only as a stainless heart and the perfect love. And lastly, of part 2, we have the realization of perfect peace. In this chapter, the author emphasizes on the human partaking of perfect peace, as there are silent depths in the ocean which the fiercest storm cannot reach. So there are silent, holy depths in the human heart which the storm of sin and sorrows can never disturb. To reach this silence and to live consciously in it is called peace. So guys, if you made it this far to my channel, thank you so much for listening. See you next time.